Operational support to JSOC. When the U.S. military needs something done with speed, precision, and total secrecy, they turn to JSOC, the Joint Special Operations Command. This elite unit oversees the most classified, most dangerous missions on the planet, from hunting terrorists to rescuing hostages deep in enemy territory. But even JSOC, with all its resources and training, sometimes needs outside help. That's where Blackwater came in. Officially, Blackwater was a private security contractor. Unofficially, they became a silent partner to JSOC, providing operational support in missions so sensitive they often bypassed standard military channels. These weren't simple escort duties or base security jobs. These were the kinds of operations where the mission didn't exist. The operators were ghosts, and failure was not an option. Blackwater's involvement began in the early stages of the War on Terror, when the pace of JSOC missions exploded. The Pentagon needed more hands, people who could move fast, disappear faster, and didn't come with the political baggage of deploying troops. Blackwater provided that flexibility. They were recruited for high-risk, deniable tasks, transporting sensitive cargo, setting up surveillance perimeters, and even accompanying JSOC operatives on raids in places where the U.S. officially had no presence. In Iraq and Afghanistan, Blackwater teams prepped safe houses, maintained covert airstrips, and operated helicopters under call signs that didn't appear on any military roster. They staged logistics hubs in remote areas, providing the fuel, weapons, and communications infrastructure that allowed JSOC units to operate continuously and undetected. Their ability to mobilize quickly, without red tape, made them indispensable in missions that shifted by the hour. One of their most vital roles was exfiltration. When JSOC needed to extract operatives, hostages, or high-value targets from dangerous zones, Blackwater was often the unseen hand that got them out. Their contractors were trained in evasive driving, rapid medical extraction, and had connections with local informants who could secure backdoor routes across borders or through hostile cities. In one notable case, a JSOC team involved in a midnight raid in eastern Syria reportedly relied on Blackwater contractors to clear the extraction route and provide forward surveillance from a nearby rooftop. The mission ended with the capture of a major al-Qaeda financier, but no official records ever mentioned Blackwater's presence. That was the point. Back in the United States, Blackwater's command centers mirrored military ops rooms, secure comms, real-time satellite feeds, encrypted data systems. They monitored missions like a shadow JSOC, always plugged in, always ready. Their contractors signed ironclad NDAs, and their movements were often disguised under diplomatic or corporate covers. But this close collaboration came with its own risks. Blackwater was a private company, not bound by the same military code or congressional oversight. As their role expanded, so did concerns about accountability. Were they operating under the chain of command, or alongside it? What happened when missions went wrong and no one could be held responsible? These questions haunted military lawyers and lawmakers alike. Yet for JSOC operatives on the ground, the answer was simple. Results. Blackwater delivered. They were the contingency plan, the backup muscle, the unseen support that made near-impossible missions possible. Whether it was laying down surveillance drones before a raid, smuggling gear across hostile borders, or providing emergency evacuation under fire, Blackwater earned a reputation among operators as professionals who could be trusted when everything was on the line. As the global war on terror dragged into its second decade, the relationship between JSOC and Blackwater grew more entangled. Some claimed that Blackwater teams were briefed on more sensitive missions than entire military units. Others whispered that certain contractors had access to data streams only JSOC and the CIA could tap into. In truth, the boundary between government and contractor, official and unofficial, blurred long ago. And in that gray area, Blackwater operated not as an outsider, but as a vital extension of America's most secretive military force. They weren't just supporting JSOC, they were part of it. And their role in some of the most classified operations of the 21st century may never be fully known.